inicia. Volvemos, ampliamos y damos.
Vivid Shirt is still holding strong, at least for the time being, because Peterbot and Pollo have
Peterbot
technically put NA
and
on
Pollo.
top.
And they're doing it. They're putting up the performance. It's a pretty EU heavy top 10. We
Nice.
always
Van en
expect
primer lugar.
more teams,
No
more
hay
chances. We'll
discusión.
see it.
Primer lugar, aunque no ganó la partida.
Game number 4. The pivotal
Game
moment, the
number
critical
4.
moment in your tournament day for the first day of the FNCS Globals. And you might be asking, why is that? That's because after the last 3 games, after you get this halfway break, you get to reevaluate your situation, possibly talk with your coach, possibly look at something in the background, right? Try to figure out, what have I been doing wrong? How can I adjust?
Possibly reconsidering whether or not you want to go for the 50-50 contest. And as far as Huddy is concerned, he's already out of the conversation. Sky and Scroll, though, a little bit beat up, but they might be able to still close this one out. Kovacs, though, understanding the dire situation, the consequences if he's not able to pull through. He's trying to do what he can to scramble, make sure that he keeps his duo with a realistic opportunity for the revive. And he's done just enough to push back Sky and Scroll, even for a moment.
Now Kovacs and Huddy are in fourth place, but it's not looking good as they get taken out. The first team to fall now to Scroll in Sky, and it has to be a crushing loss there as Huddy and Scroll went head to head, and Huddy just didn't have a weapon.
Esto le quieren pelear siempre.
Enough damage when he needed it most, but again, that's part of the nature of those direct 50-50 splits. You can test at Rebels Ruse inside that building. You know where the 14 spots are going to be at, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to pick up something worth going for in the first place. Malabuka, Merstash, on the other hand, restored reels. Saw that little flash by Merstash of the drop map. Love the printout, but Merstash, he's got his eyes set onto Alex's head right now, and that's going to be his first elimination here. Oceania, things are looking a little bit grim there at Restored Reels.
Up against EU, not so much up against NA, as honestly Resigns and Damo have managed to really hold their own up against Clix and Vino, but you know, Clix and Vino have played very passively, if you will. I think they are recognizing this opportunity before them, and they don't want to just throw it all to the wind because they're being contested. They're willing to play a little bit smarter, and we actually love that because we've seen very different engagements go down when a team's contested. Sometimes they want to headbang right into one another and see what happens. So the results of this draw spot have actually worked out relatively favorable, even for Damo and Resigns there.
Yeah, but at the same time, how much better still would it be if Clix and Veno had it all to themselves by Sandy Steps? Cold, Acorn on the other hand, we saw the differences during the halftime preview of Andalake Sato's success in comparison to Acorn and Cold. And Cold, alongside Acorn, they are looking to keep the streak going strong here at Brutal Beachhead. Andalake and Sato, they need to come up massive if they don't want to end off with a huge point differential for day 2. Even with that 1.5 times point multiplier, it's still a big ways to climb.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the stats. It's a pretty significant gap between Andalex's capabilities and Sato's versus what Acorn and Cold have managed to do in this game. And this is why you're seeing them push up with such confidence. However, we do know these are all players that are very much qualified to be here, quite literally and figuratively. So you cannot let your guard down. One mistake and it'll be the end of your game, that's for sure. Even now, Cold and Acorn say, hey, you know what? You have the high ground. You defended well. We're going to back off.
Sato and Andalex are definitely hoping that they'll be able to turn things around here in match 4, but at the very least, they do know that they'll still have that opportunity for VOD review, maybe reconsider exactly what their plan of attack might be, but Flixie and Vico already making sure to tear apart everything that resides at the bottom.
El Goti!
They know that they're going to have to deal with some other teams soon, but they like their position of control right now.
Got to get that medal one way or another. For Thomas HD and Queasy, they do the same, scrapping every opportunity up here. And, you know, Thomas HD and Queasy, we kind of talked about their draw spot being so desolate, right? There's no teams nearby. It really is such a significant difference, I would say, between, you know, how their tournament is going down here versus the likes of really any other team. Another team that had a similar position was Bugha and Aviv, but we haven't even been able to see what they can do. Because if we were to look north, they have a similar situation, really no one nearby, but what is it that's missing there, right?
Yeah, they kind of have to forge their own path, create their own engagements, essentially, and hope that teams are willing to even bother with fighting back, because so many different circumstances now. We've seen teams just immediately go on the retreat, go on the defensive, not necessarily looking to be as aggressive, and that has definitely resulted in some teams struggling with their surge. But Peterbot Pollo revealed Medallion as well. Plenty of ammunition as well inside of that Striker Burst assault rifle, so Peterbot Pollo hoping to secure this forecast tower for themselves.
See what happened there, though? They stepped to that forecast tower. Vino and Clix is like, oh, time to go. So we saw in the interview, Peterbot was willing to call out Clix and Vino and say, I dare you to come meet me, but we all know it's probably not a good idea. Rise and Yuma, however, from second place, they fall down 5 placements after last game because of an early game fight. This time, after weighing even what happened there, they feel like it was worth it, and they're coming back into another pretty battle here.
But for Yuma and Rise, already running relatively thin as far as their material count is concerned. And it seems like Yuma would at least prefer to disengage for the time being, but a shot from overhead, Swizzy in the distance, but thinking Walks still behind. Yuma and Rise might find themselves unintentionally pincered here. Slurptrek gonna buy them a little bit more time though. They'll at least be able to box up, hope for some safety net to come into play, but at least with the shield refresh, now they're hoping to maybe take that fight, because at the very least, they need the Siphon materials.
Yeah, they'll need to get the damage. They'll need to get active here. Muzz and Epic Whale on the move right now. What we've noticed about this team is those mid games. Really, really, really tough positions to be in, as they found themselves in just a jam. It really feels like from time to time, but if they can just overcome that, see what they did right in game 1 and mirror that performance, we'll see them jumping right back up into the conversation in no time.
And something else that's important to know, you have to keep in mind, Muzz and Epic Well, they're kind of landing at that same drop as Reet and Ritual over by Doomstot, except Reet and Ritual, they are fully in control of the Mysterio, and they like to collect that mythic Sovereign shotgun. That's the most important aspect for those two by Doomstot. So for Muzz and Epic Well, I think at times they may have considered, do we want to challenge for that Mysterio bot and take over the goods that Reet and Ritual have essentially been hoarding all to themselves? But at the same time, that's not going to be an easy accomplishment. It seems as though Reet and Ritual got the advantage there.
It's not looking good right now. Teeny is here, Chop is here, and they take down Murstache and Malabuka, but not before Chop gets finished there. And it seems like there was another team. Is that Rise and Yuma that just stepped up out of nowhere? No, it's DT Rise and Cooper, the A players. Aegis and Rise obviously playing with one another. Cooper and Kanata, they're in the distance, side by side.
This could be a big moment though for Rise and Aegis. They've been trying to claw their way up the leaderboard essentially, and the same could be said for Cooper and Kanata. And Restored Real is bound to draw a little bit more attention. Look at Teeny just trying to squeeze his way out of there, fully understanding
He gets out.
it is not worth sticking around at this point. Too much attention having been drawn.
Take a look at this. The open edit Malabuka Murstache falls, so Teeny still earns a little something here. It's not for nothing, but losing his teammate in the process, we're not even sure if he gets the reboot card, so we'll see how that develops in the coming moments. But first, Reet and Ritual have a big task in front of them, and that's currently escaping the grips of Aegis, Yoda, and Mipoli, who's hunting them down right now, all in efforts to fight for the bunker. These bunker fights have been not going in the favor of Reet and Ritual. I think they're realizing, like, this is a little bit more difficult to do on the global stage than it is on just the NA region. Come qualifications and armored walls to secure the win here, forcing them into a bad camera angle. Reet has to think twice about doing that again.
Reet just trying to make sure that he can actually escape, recognizing the fact Juice not worth the squeeze at this moment. Sharam, Zagu though, seemingly in control of the weapons bunker for the time being. Zagu already at the bottom of it. He's gonna make his way over to that weapons mod bench as well. Make sure to prioritize exactly all the little goodies he would prefer, but Reet Ritual, they've had an opportunity to recuperate, feeling healthier. They're ready to re-engage with Sharam and Zagu, but they have to be careful. Reet fully understanding he can't just recklessly spin corners.
Ritual looking for an angle here. Armor Wall's gonna put a full-on stop to that and force to the outskirts here. Another wall comes down. Zagu and Sharam are really tempting them now, baiting them into these terrible peaks, and they're winning every single trade here. The one downside, though, is that they're running halfway now on armored walls as they've used half of the reservoir, but they own the bunker. Who cares at this point, right? This is a full-on refresh opportunity now.
Slightly better situation, at least for Sharam and Zagu and Reet and Ritual. They've spotted out our material count. It's entirely too low. We weren't able to capitalize on finding an elimination or two, so now they have to fixate on just rebuilding their material count in the first place, and that as well is bound to cause a little bit of, you know, trickle effect damage toward Reet and Ritual's game plan long term, because they're missing out on surge tag damage time.
Speaking about Aviv and Bugha, they've taken now Reason, now looking to see if they can claim Vadil here, just outside the Doom's courtyard. It's a big rotate in, Vadil left by himself. Everyone decides to back off. Very interesting that two duos shown up, and the two duos are like, wait, there's someone else here. So very unaware of what's happening at the moment. For that reason, they give the respect, and I'm sure Vadil's trying to wrap his head around, where did everyone go?
That's a different level of paranoia altogether. I mean, no one, at least inside of those boxes, and yet Vadil still crouching around, still trying to stay as tucked away as possible. Can't really fault him, though, when you factor in the caliber of player that all these teams are essentially stacked up against. Yeah, there's good reason to be concerned about which wall you face next, but Vico, Flixie, back into the thick of it. Seems like they've got a slight overhead advantage. Right side peak though, not gonna be there just yet for Vico. Flixie instead, different approach altogether. He's on the same level as Ed and Persa, just putting immediate pressure onto the walls in front.
Any team that can top off today and finish inside the top 10 will have a real fighter's chance to run away with things tomorrow. Tomorrow's a 1.5x day, so setting up your foundation is so critical to your success. Vico gets just punished by Persa's shot there. Little reset now as Ed tries to get the heals here. They're fully back up into the swing of things.
Definitely a bit of a sucker punch as well for Vico when you really think about it, because the way that he was charging in there, it seemed like he had zero concern that anybody was going to be able to piece him up in that moment. Nearly met his own downfall for it, but Persa, Ed,
oh my God,
they're actually finding the smallest angle, tearing up the toes there from Vico and Flixie.
very important tags. That's going to set them up with a very solid damage lead now. Off they go. Meanwhile, Reet looks like he's continuing to get active, but look, 4th place is out, 5th place is out. The standings now starting to gap away. Thomas HD and company, Trulix and company are the closest two, but our 1st place lead, Peter and Pollo here, set up for the Rift Island. They continue to fight for it. It's like you see it spawn and you know, all right, who's gonna be there? It's this team right here.
Nah, for me, it's the fact that Peterbot just lit King up, trying to rip by the side of Rift Island there. And Peterbot, we heard it direct when he was doing that interview with Adam Savage. My aim is on another level right now, and that might be the most perfect example imaginable. He is definitely looking like a bit of a menace there now, with the height leverage as well from the top of Rift Island. Other teams have really got to be wary of exactly how they're choosing to rotate, and I think that this is a prime opportunity as well for Peterbot and Pollo to essentially control the flow of the lobby.
Yeah, and it's good that he gets to show it off as well, but talk about controlling the flow lobby. Reet is keying right now, on the move, on the hunt here. Reet and Ritual continue to find teams to fight. This time, even with a health at disadvantage, they have the height advantage.
Yeah, but Reet, he could get HP whenever he wanted to. He's gonna go ahead and split a Mech-Kit off with Ritual as well, and they'll take this moment to pause the action, make sure that they are as healthy as possible. We even get an opportunity to hear direct how that elimination went down just now for Reef.
Got it. 140, 140.
Nice, I'm getting in.
I'm jumping in. I'm in.
Full box.
On me.
100 dead.
Nice, bro. Chill
Yep.
now. Chill now.
At the body.
The tone set up though. He's like, all right, chill now. Like, let's relax.
It's like it's too crazy.
Yeah, we got it. Really showing us the emotion that happens when a team clashes. Things really peak up.
It's crazy. There's still that was a left side peek through the window edit, and Reef, the fact that he's able to come out on top for that one.
I think that's a problem he's got. We've seen him actually get
He loves that.
punished for that. Jumping into a Jonathan Pixie though. South side here, zone's pulling far north. They notice that they have to move sooner rather than later. This is where
Wow.
strategy really comes into play here.
See that drop in the damage threshold though? 515 above, immediately chopped to 189. It's evident that everyone's kind of picking up the pace here. Janus, Pixie, fully aware of the fact that they've now got a duo right next to them. It's gonna be Andalex and Sato even. And Andalex, he knows he's got so much ground, so much time he needs to make up for it. But Andalex immediately 180'd upon Pixie. Gonna be there for the supportive cover. Now it's all up to Sato to keep his duo's hopes alive. And Sato comes through.
Good tag there, and honestly, it was a combination of the damage Andalex put down. Sato coming in to finish the fight, but someone else has arrived. It's another solo. Just looking, it's the reigning and returning champion Cooper who's here to fight. He's got a huge disadvantage on the HP, but he is still looking to tag, but no. Sato finding his stride in the late half of the tournament after being, again, contested fully up against Acorn and Cold. Come out of that, overcome that drop spot, and now find themselves 3 eliminations in super quick succession.
But even though it's a brief moment of relief here for Sato, the fact that he managed to survive this whole exchange, unfortunately still, it's all an uphill battle. Sure, you've got 3 eliminations, but you are a solo now, trying to make your way out of the storm. Not sure how that's gonna pan out for him, but this is massive right now. Peterbot Poyo, sure, they might have a little bit of a gap between themselves and everybody else on the leaderboard. 56 points to be exact, but at the same time, Peterbot, he's already a solo in the 6th zone.
Peterbot may have his community on his back, but the rest of this lobby, the rest of the world is hoping he does not perform well. Acorn is going to be the resulting team of the reason Poyo is down and out. And this is good for everyone else. Obviously not so good for Peterbot, right? He's got such a strong lead, he could break away with it and nearly solidify a first place to close the day. However, this gives everyone else a realistic chance now that they can take down basically the kings of NA.
And that looked more so like Acorn and Cole delivering a much-needed heat check to Peterbot and Poyo, kind of just reminding them, you might be first right now, but if you're not careful, we'll still look to take over. Granted, Acorn Cole currently sitting outside of the top 5 even. They know that they also need some very valuable eliminations and placement points if they want to make up the difference at this stage, but Rise still operating as a solo, doing what he can, but there is just so much that stands between him and his next movement.
Yeah, it's not looking too good right now, and all things considering, with 100 damage below, he's got to do something big here. Now, teams are going to start moving, so maybe it's not wise of him to move first just yet, but gotta hit these tags when the opportunities open up here. First one's a miss. No second reveals itself, so now he has to push his way in. He sees Crisp here. Crisp comes in. This is one of his chances, and he finds the tag there. Meanwhile, what's happening on the other side? Clicks also similar pressures, but they find the Asian champs of Bobby on the backside of the zone there, and Larpex, and take them down.
And that was a nice moment as well for Clix and Veno, because as you can see, they are just barely managing to stay above water at this point. 27 above on the damage threshold, be exact. And Veno already taking note, some teams that might be elevated a little bit higher than their current position, but Yuma has absolutely no idea where these shots are pulling in from. It looks like he's getting lit up from 2 different directions, and Batman Booga actually going to be the one credited for that takedown, but Veno, Clix just chopping directly through the center. They've done a decent job as well and making sure to go unnoticed.
Clix out of ammunition for his rifle. This is the worst we have seen this duo, and arguably the most important game right now. So all they have is each other at this point, and this is why they continue to remain below the surge, is because they don't really have the rifle ammo to find the tags. These shotgun pelts, I mean, they're not much. They're not going to do much. You have to take one of these wall-to-wall exchanges here. Flowberry Fizz comes out. Great catch here. It's Rapid who falls. And I think, again, they lose the elimination credit. However, the damage, though, is theirs.
And the body loot as well.
Very
Veno just practically refreshed the max mats. But most importantly of all, MDF, they've got the relief that they needed as far as that surge damage is concerned. Veno clicks on a box up momentarily, but Thomas HD from above. The Monarch pistol just continuing to pose such a massive problem for everybody else looking to rotate inwards.
The power of knowing where the zones are going, it almost feels like they just have it all locked in. Thomas HD and Queasy here continue to do these wonderful rotates. The first to take a stab at some of this positioning, and it's starting to show off.
They've got half of their game plan already formulated in live action. They took height for the time being. Now they just need to not get eliminated. Peterbot as well, fighting his way through this lobby, refusing to budge. You would think that he's still a fully intact duo with the way that he plays. So much swagger inside of his own gameplay. Veno also barely managed to cling on to life, but 5 eliminations as well for Clix and Veno at this stage.
I was gonna say barely holding on, but Veno was there still. Just Flowberry Fizz, the refreshes now. Things are starting to come together. Peterbot's got his eyes on the prize here, though. This is the villain arc for Peterbot right now, unfolding before our eyes here. As he continues to swing his way through this crevice here, but no! Doesn't take the first shot as a warning, and that's a huge mistake now. The first mistake we have actually seen from Peterbot right there. He should have known better.
Clix on the other hand, he's gonna get credit for Gadu. CM might still be kicking somewhere, but at least for right now, Clix, Veno, they're managing to find the refreshes when they need them most. Flixie and Bika, though, they've taken note of the team across the way from their current position. They're looking to try and get the chop from secondary height. Flixie, in fact, even hoping that he continues to hold out. He's trying to cut off Queasy, and he finds him falling straight to the ground.
Queasy jumps up and just gets melted there. That's the problem with the Flowberry Fizz. Unfortunately, now Vico and Flixie have a real opportunity here to take high ground, secure it, solidify their spot straight to the end game. Meanwhile, noticeable names live. Booga, Aviv, Quanti, and Cone still standing. Ed is in this lobby. Acorn and Cold are still alive.
Wow.
And the save from Thomas HD onto Queasy, though, was definitely not something I saw coming.
Acorn and Cold now, they're gonna opt to layer swap through the low ground, making their way, crossing over all this natural terrain provided by Castle Doom. But again, the high ground, it belongs to Vico and Flixie. They are seeking out full control of this 4th lobby here, and everyone is folding underneath them. Flix down to his final 2 HP. Will he have a moment? Finally gets an opportunity to pop a small shield potion, but again, just scrambling, doing everything in his power to survive. He's got players funneling in all from every direction, and it's not going to be enough. Clix has been taken out.
He did find Booga there, though. A big elimination for him. Look at this. Trulex and Chicho once again in the end game. Just going for the heal off, looking for a top 10 solidified spot. But it's not going to be easy. This Castle Doom is very hard to navigate across. Remember, these walls are extremely high HP, but look who's back in action. Thomas HD is almost figuratively and literally putting Queasy on his back this game right now, and Queasy gave him the credit last round, and rightfully so. We're seeing him really work for it. Acorn falls now. Bugha, Aviv still alive here. We couldn't have found a better time to talk about them because they've managed to rat their way through the castle here. And now finding Max to stay alive and get back. Meanwhile, Flixie and Vico jumping their way back up into this top 5.
Flexi and Vico from the rooftops now by Castle Doom. Bugha and Aviv functioning out of the attics exclusively, but Thomas has lost Queasy yet again, only this time no opportunity for the revive. In fact, he's down and out for the count as well. Skrull doing everything he can to just try and make it back into zone, but it's all up to Vico and Flixie to hold their ground. They're gonna cut Skrull off in the process. Vico nearly gets credit for the knock, but instead we'll have to watch that one slip away.
Vico finds that extra elimination, though. They are slowly cutting down the poles here, getting closer and closer to the roots. Give a look at it. 7 elims for Flixie and Vico. Bugha and Aviv not looking to jump up into the flames that are Vico and Flixie. Give it a second, though. No match. They have to continue to farm here. And like we talked about, this building, very, very interesting to try to navigate through. Armored wall comes in. At the very least, Bugha's trying to, make this a war of attrition, and they find an elimination. Another big one here. More points here. Vico and Flixie are coming down. They had enough of the weight. They find Aviv on the backside there. Vico losing a lot of HP to the storm, though.
Vico nearly getting trapped in the process there, but unfortunately for Aviv and Bugha, they're going to get caught inside the structures. They're trying to work their way through. Aviv nearly has it, but Vico and Flixie, just a little bit more HP to work with. They bring this one home.
And it's almost like they just keep doing it now. Vico and Flixie, a very, very clearly strong duo here, showing up in spades, putting up the performance, and you can see the look on their faces is expression of pure excitement. They're ready to
Ok, ganaron estos compadres. No me gustó la partida.
Come on, boys, come on, enjoy the moment, enjoy the moment. Unbelievable.